Yet there is another side of justice that seeks to change criminal behavior.
As simple as you can. 3 strikes and you're out. And if they can't count to 3, we got a problem.
In Japanese prison, discipline and order, it's the most important thing in prison life. Good behavior in prison is made.
Isn't that the story everywhere you go in Canada? Soft on crime, I mean, soft on crime. What's the deterrent?
Which way will before that, under Mao, China's crime rate stayed low, partly because there wasn't much worth stealing. Then in the 1980s, China's economy began to take off, and Beijing started to look like capitalist Hong Kong. The new wealth attracted a sudden flood of crime. And so Strike Hard was born. Massive police crackdowns that arrest tens of thousands and kill many. This harsh policy is based on strong fears, says a leading expert on Chinese justice.
Many Chinese leaders fear that
penalties, executions, and harsh punishments are ancient forms of justice, and they're still with us. Harsh punishment has a long history in the West, and while it's become less brutal, we still haven't entirely escaped it, even in the world's most advanced country. This is Pelican Bay, an American supermax prison on a remote part of California's coastline. It's as tough as prison gets in a country which has decided the only answer to crime is to lock people up. There are 2 million prisoners in America, a country that has now become the world's largest jailer. And the people here are said to be the worst of the worst. It's a shadow world, out of sight and out of mind from the rest of the country. Prisoners here are kept in their cells 23 hours a day, alone. Some will spend their whole lives in a small chamber where they never see the sun. It's today's Alcatraz, a high-tech system with armed guards at a central control who watch every prisoner's movement every moment of the day. Prisoners don't even have eye contact with each other. To communicate, they shout from cell to cell. They even play chess this way. By law, everyone must be allowed out of their cell 1 hour a day for exercise. But even this is done indoors and alone. Most of these men are violent offenders, serving life sentences. The warden says that part of the reason they're shut away is to protect them from each other.
Many of the individuals we have here are very sophisticated. Perfectly working handcuff can be slipped by some of these individuals. So all of a sudden you have a person that you thought you had restrained, and they're no longer in restraints and able to act against officers or other inmates.
This man's been here 22 years and calls himself Double Life Godzilla because he's serving 2 life terms for murders he committed in jail.
I killed one of my cellies in New Folsom, and then 2 guys ran in my cell in this prison, and one went out brain dead 2 days on life support machine. I killed both of them without weapons, from bare hand.
There are constant searches for dangerous weapons. The only time most prisoners are in human company. Many here have the same fear.
losing touch with reality, losing touch with being a human being. I don't want to make it seem like I'm having psychological problems, but there's always that constant fear that is going to come after being here for so long. Everything you do is through these doors, through these little holes. And you'll notice after we talk for a little while, your vision will start getting distorted. When you're looking at me, it'll look like you got on some of those old 3D glasses or something. And this is how we spend our days. This is, you know, so you can imagine after 10, 15, 20 years of this, 5 years of this, I suppose, what it would do to one's mind.
Tough justice is spreading all over the U.S., with longer jail sentences, less parole, and something called no-frills prisons built to be